Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, Bird Gang. Gonna keep today as positive as possible since our season's basically over for all intents and purposes, right? So we might as well have some holiday cheer in today's show. There might be a little bit of, not so positive, but hey, such is Arizona's football season this year. Welcome back to Cardinals Daily. I made it all and I watch Cardinals games so you don't have to. And if you're part of the squad already, I appreciate you for riding with us since day one. And if you're new here, smash the sub button. It really helps out the channel. And the more we grow, the better content we can bring you guys every single day. Bird Gang. As we roll into this final stretch of the 2025 NFL season, you know what time it is, right? Teams are out there, out of the playoff race, starting to make moves that are strategic, right? And the Cardinals have made a couple that tell you exactly where they are mentally and as an organization, of course. So first up, Cardinals have activated LJ Collier off of injury reserve. Look, tough road for LJ. Injuries, inconsistency, and a defensive line has been beat up all season. But this move, it just gives us another body for rotation for the last two games, which is absolutely needed with all the injuries piling up with Walter Nolan out for the season. Josh Sweat is banged up. We got everybody's on IR at this point. And Collier is not coming back to save our season. Obviously, it's over. He's coming back so we can see what we got. Before his contract situation hits the offseason. The next 2 weeks is an audition for him, right? Now, let's talk about the sneaky under the radar move. Now, I have a hard time calling it sneaky or under the radar because I don't want to get you guys excited because it's not really an exciting thing, right? But Cardinal side quarterback Logan Woodside of the practice squad, and on paper, it really isn't much, right? He's definitely a better in-depth guy. He bounced around the league quite a bit, barely throwing the ball in actual games, but he spent time with the Bengals, including last season on the practice squad, and guess who we're playing on Sunday? Cincinnati Bengals. Teams around the NFL do this every December. You sign guys who are in another team's building, you bring them into the facility, you ask them, hey, how do they communicate their calls? What are their audibles? How do they structure the defensive looks? What does the other quarterback like and not like? 2 minute, the 2 minute, plays and stuff. What do they do? How do certain players handle alignments? Is it a massive advantage? No, right? But intel's intel, right? And anyone that tells you, especially people in the military, know that recon and intel, especially when it's good, is key, right? Desperate teams, they'll use any edge they can get, even with only two games left and a lost season. So we need everything we can. He'll be in the building immediately, and he'll be sitting in meeting rooms giving the Cardinals whatever information he can give them from the Cincinnati Bengals, right? Call it gamesmanship, call it strategy, either way. This happens every year across the league. We're not the only ones doing it right now. I guarantee all these other teams are doing it, right? And the only bad part is we had to release Patrick McMorris from the practice squad to make room for him. Nothing against the guy. It's a simply end of the season roster maneuvering type of deal. Now the crappy part is it's like getting fired, before Christmas. Except he got fired on basically Christmas Eve. So that sucks, but still. So now, teams are gearing up for future contracts, reserve lists, offseasons and workouts, potential call-ups and more injuries happen. And given the state of this roster, we're going to have more injuries, for sure, right? These moves don't change the season, of course, with only 2 games left in the year. They don't fix the record. They don't stop the losing streak, more than likely. But they do tell us that, well, one, Cardinals want to see what Collier has, right? If he shows that he still has something to give, maybe we keep him around, maybe not. Want to find out some intel for Sunday. Maybe give Jacoby Brissett some help, facing a defense over there. So there you go. And, of course, roster flexibility. We're just patching holes here. Just gathering information, trying to survive these last 2 games, and that's the reality of the season for the Cardinals. All right. Now, I said I was going to keep it as positive as possible, and it's still not negative, but we got to give our man Josh Sweat some time here, okay? Because this is wild. Josh Sweat has officially had enough of the Pro Bowl voting process, and he's got a point, right? So Josh was named a Pro Bowl alternate this year, not a starter, not a reserve, an alternate. Right, and on Wednesday, he made it very clear he wasn't happy at all, right? He didn't even do a passive-aggressive. He was straight out about it. He didn't put it on social media, one of those passive-aggressive tweets or whatever, or posts. He legit got in front of the cameras and said, quote, maybe I'm crazy. Y'all let me know if I'm crazy, end quote. And then he laid out the receipts. He has a point. Top 5 in sacks when the voting opened up and when it closed. Second in the NFC in sacks. Number 1 in forced fumbles. Double-digit sacks. One of only a handful in the entire league that have that. Second in the NFC fan voting. Second. This wasn't like we had a good year, but nobody noticed. People noticed. Straight up, right? He was getting a lot of praise around the league. And his point is simple. What else could he have done, right? So that's the only double-digit sack guy who didn't make that Pro Bowl outright. That alone should raise some eyebrows. The NFC edge rushers who made it: Brian Burns, dog. Jared Verse, dog. Byron Young, good. All good players, no question. But if we're talking about production this season, Sweat's resume stands toe-to-toe with all of them, right? And the frustration really hits when Sweat brings up the process. He says, quote, in previous years, you could say I didn't have the popularity. This year I did, so what else do they want me to do, end quote. And he's absolutely right. This year, the fan vote wasn't the problem. He was top 2. So that means either players didn't vote for him or coaches didn't vote for him. Or the system just isn't built to reward guys on losing teams. And Sweat called that out too. He said, quote, this is an individual award. I don't care about a losing team, end quote. He's saying what every great player on the rebuilding roster wants to say. And I support him for it. People are going to give him crap about it 100%, say he's a sore loser or whatever, but I disagree with that. If he put in the work, he should get the recognition, 100%. He did go on to say, quote, you're going to tell me all of a sudden players and coaches don't respect me anymore? Hell no, man. Stop playing with me, end quote. That's real, raw emotion. That's a guy who's tired of doing everything right, even playing only 50% of defensive snaps and still feeling overlooked. This wasn't whining, really. It was a guy defending the work he put in. He tied his career high in sacks. He led the NFC in forced fumbles. He was the most disruptive defender on a painfully thin Cardinals defense, and he didn't get the recognition. You can hear the frustration when he goes out and says, quote, before I get fined, I got to chill out, end quote. He has every right to be upset, in my mind. This isn't just about Josh Sweat either, right? It's about a losing team, a defensive unit battered with injuries, and a season spiraling. And one of the few bright spots being disrespected, that's a terrible vibe for the locker room. He's not asking for a parade, right? He's asking for people around the league to acknowledge elite production, regardless of the record. And it absolutely matters because the Cardinals want to build around guys like him, right? Leaders, tone setters. Players who show up every single week, even when everything around them is falling apart and crashing around. You can't let those guys feel invisible. Look, Sweat made the Pro Bowl once before as an alternate. Now he's an alternate again during his best season of his career. A career year. And he's an alternate. And he knows exactly what that means. Quote, there are only 2 individual awards, right? Pro Bowl and All Pro. And I got one taken away from me, end quote. This isn't frustration, it's accountability. The guy is ambitious. He wants to prove he's one of the best in the league, right? Look, whether you agree or disagree, you have to respect how it really was about it. A lot of guys will, they'll sugarcoat it, they'll be passive aggressive about it. He wasn't. He was honest. So, if we're going to climb out of this rebuild sooner than later, we need more Josh Sweats, not fewer. Plain and simple. All right, folks. It is that time of the year. Of course, Christmas is upon us. Merry Christmas, of course. Happy holidays to those that don't celebrate other things. But we all hope for gifts, right? Holiday cheer, good times during these days. And unfortunately, it's happening amidst a terrible football season. So I figured, let's look at what we could ask Santa Claus for when it comes to our Arizona Cardinals. So gather around the fire, grab some hot cocoa, because it's that time of the year. Yes, we're doing it. We're officially writing a letter to Santa on behalf of the Arizona Cardinals. Because if there's one thing Cardinals fans want under the tree this Christmas, it's not a PlayStation. It's not a gift card. Give us a new head coach. Here we go. I wrote this. Okay, ready? Dear Santa, and I'm talking to Santa right now. Dear Santa, we've tried to be patient. We've tried to be understanding. We've even tried to ignore the 7-game losing streak, the 3-12 record, the injuries, the missed tackles, the disappearing second halves, the questionable game plans, the post-game cliches. But Santa, can't do it no more. We're writing to officially request a head coach who knows how to adjust at halftime, knows how to score in the third quarter, knows how to manage a roster that isn't made of bubble wrap, and most importantly, knows how to win more than 3 games. We're not being greedy here, Santa. We're not even asking for Bill Belichick in his prime. We'll take someone competent, someone awake, someone who doesn't say, we'll look at the tape like it's a personality trait. So Santa, if you've got a proven leader, a real teacher, someone who can walk into the building and instantly raise the level of accountability, go ahead and slide him down the chimney at the Dignity Health Training Center in Tempe, Arizona. We'll leave cookies, milk, and a copy of your remaining draft picks under the tree for that dude. There you go. Now, look, Santa might not be able to fix everything, but if we're going to get a start to 2026 with any hope at all, we need more than Christmas spirit. We need a coaching upgrade. And if that means we got to rely on Santa Claus instead of Michael Bidwell at this point, I'm not ruling anything out. Next. Santa Claus might be the only person on earth who might actually be able to fix this quarterback situation. Here we go. Dear Santa, we've been good this year. Well, we have. Our team, the Cardinals, very debatable. But Santa, we come to you with one simple Christmas wish. Please bring us a real, honest to goodness, long-term franchise quarterback, not a bridge quarterback, not a reclamation project, not another maybe he can figure out guy. We want the guy, the leader, the field general, the quarterback who walks into the huddle and makes everyone else better. Someone who doesn't just survive behind this O-line but thrives. And Santa, we're not picking how he arrives. Draft pick? Awesome. Trade? Cool. A Christmas miracle where someone drops out of the sky like a perfectly wrapped pick at number 5? We'll take it. Right? All we want is stability. All we want is hope. All we want is to stop rebooting the quarterback room every 2 seasons. So please, Santa, while you're delivering toys around the world, maybe swing by Tempe, Arizona with the Cardinals train and drop off the one thing the Cardinals have been missing longer than we care to admit, a true franchise quarterback. Look, Bird Gang, the list isn't long. We're not asking for much. Just the most important position in all sports, right? Totally reasonable. If Santa can't deliver him, then Monty Osborne better. Now, our next request, and it's a big one, bigger than a left tackle's lunch bill. Here we go. Dear Santa, we've been patient. We've been loyal. We've watched more busted protections than Hallmark movies this month. And Santa, we can't keep living like this. Please, we are begging you. Bring the Arizona Cardinals a real offensive line. We're talking tackles who don't need to rotate every quarter, guards who don't get forklifted into the backfield, a center who can snap and block in the same play. Santa, our quarterbacks are taking more hits than your elves take cocoa breaks. Our running backs are meeting defenders in the backfield like it's blind date gone wrong. And every time the third and short comes around, the O-line turns into 5 turnstiles at the airport. All we want for Christmas is protection. Give us maulers, give us technicians, give us 5 guys who can hold up long enough for the offense to actually function. We don't need them wrapped at all. Just healthy, mean as hell, and able to keep their ground for more than 2.1 seconds. So please, Santa, as you deliver joy around the world, drop off an O-line that finally lets his team move the ball without putting our quarterback on the injury report. Bergang, I don't think that's asking too much here. We're not asking for magic, just competency, right? Just give us an O-line that lets the offense breathe. If Santa can't give it to us, Monty better do it. Sign it or summon it with Christmas spirit. All right. Now, folks, this is the last one here. We've asked for a new head coach, a franchise quarterback, and an O-line. But this one, we're going big. We're shooting for the North Pole moon. Here we go. All right. This is a big one. Here we go. Woo! Dear Santa, this year, the Arizona Cardinals have been very good fans, stuck in very bad situations. So here's our Christmas wish. Please bring us a new owner. Now, Santa, we know you specialize in miracles. Red-nosed reindeer, flying sleighs, stuffing chimneys. So maybe, you can help a suffering fan base out. We need leadership. We need competence. We need someone who can build a winner instead of a revolving door of coaches, GMs, and broken promises. Santa, we're tired of the chaos. We're tired of culture resets every 18 months. We're tired of the same mistakes wrapped in press conferences. All we want is stability, accountability, and an owner who acts like winning is a priority, not an accidental side effect. We promise we'll leave out extra cookies. Heck, we'll leave the whole bakery for you. If you can gift wrap something this franchise hasn't had in decades, a clear, competent vision from the very top. Listen, Bird Gang, Santa's probably not going to be able to replace our NFL owner, but, a boy can dream. Someone needs to bring change because this fan base deserves more. So until then, we'll keep writing letters. We'll keep hoping and keep dreaming of a Cardinals organization that matches the passion of the people who bleed red every Sunday. All right, folks. That's going to do it for this episode of Cardinals Daily. I'm Eddie Law. Don't forget to hit that sub, hit the bell, leave a like. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Take care of each other. I just from myself and everyone here at FanArc, thank you very much for rolling with us. I know this show just started this season, but we're 500 plus strong here on subscribers. I'm grateful for every single one of you guys that watches the show. Every single one of you guys that leaves a comment. And it's been a fun ride. I'm going to keep going. All right. So 2026, maybe it's our year. Maybe something happens for us. All right. But no matter what happens here, Bird Gang, Red Sea, I rock with y'all to the very end. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. I'll catch you guys all tomorrow. Go Cardinals.